Hello and welcome to National Focus for Tuesday, April 30, 2024. I am Aaliyah Martin. The headlines: Portsmouth Marina groundbreaking set for May 2024. Parliament approves credit facility for new transmission network. And Jazz Vesper, a night of melodies and gratitude. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. The 9th meeting of the first session of the 11th Parliament convened on Monday, April 29, at the House of Assembly, during which numerous matters were brought forth. This included the approval of the supplementary estimates for the year 2023 to 2024, among other important affairs. In an exciting update revealed during Parliament proceedings, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has declared that the groundbreaking ceremony for the Marina in Portsmouth is scheduled for Saturday, May 25, 2024. He mentioned other pivotal projects that are set to strengthen Dominica's economy.
Notwithstanding the challenges we face, Mr. Speaker, we're looking at big-ticket items that once they're completed, the little problems, the little challenges you're having will go away. Just like a 5-burner stove, but 4 working. That's what it is. Big things. The next big things we'll have is the cruise ship village and the new port that will be placed at Plainfield Industrial Site.
Once completed, these projects will serve as a testament to government's prioritization of key development initiatives aimed at transforming the lives of all citizens.
So when we get these things, the Marina, the international airport, geothermal coming in there, Mr. Speaker. You have the cruise ship village. You have the new cargo port with the technology, modern technology that you require. And all of these hotels that we're building finally open. All we need is for us to work together. We may not always agree, but let's work together. Let's be positive. Let's be constructive. Let's not seek to undermine this country's efforts. Because at the end of the day, as we recognize, when a storm comes, everybody was affected. Everybody. And therefore, when these investments come to fruition, and they will by the grace of God, all of us will benefit.
Prime Minister Skerrit's announcement signals a tangible step forward in Dominica's economic growth and development plans. Government continues to take strides to advance its geothermal development project. Parliament approved authorization for a credit facility from the International Development Association to finance the development of a new electricity transmission network from the Roseau Valley to Foncole.
The government of Dominica continues to advance the development of Dominica's geothermal resource for the generation of electricity and other commercial uses. And whereas to date the government of Dominica has confirmed through test results the availability of geothermal resource in Loda capable of generating at least 20 megawatts of electricity, and the government has entered into agreement with the Geothermal Power Company of Dominica 2023 Limited, owned by Omat Technologies Inc. of Nevada, United States, to finance, build, and operate a 10 megawatt geothermal power plant at Loda, and then transfer to the government a fully operational power plant after 25 years of operations at no cost to the government.
The new transmission network will connect the power plant in Loda to the Domlex distribution plant in Foncole.
And whereas a new electricity transmission network is required to connect the geothermal plant in Loda to the hydroelectric power plant in the Roseau Valley, and to the Dominica Electricity Services Limited, DOMLEC, distribution substation at Fokole for distribution to DOMLEC customers. And whereas government intends to enter into an agreement with the International Development Association, IDA, for a credit facility not exceeding SDR 28.9 million, which is equivalent to US 38.5 million, or EC 103.95 million, to finance the installation of the new electricity transmission network.
Dr. McIntyre also detailed the terms of the credit facility.
Be it resolved that in accordance with Section 3.1 of the Loans Act, Chapter 6405, as amended, this Honorable House authorizes the Minister of Finance to borrow by means of credit a sum not exceeding SDR 28.9 million, which is equivalent to US 38.5 million or EC 103.95 million on the following terms. Interest, 0.75% per annum. Commitment charge, 0.5% per annum. Repayment, 60 semi-annual installments, commencing May 15, 2034. Grace period, 10 years. To finance the installation of a new electricity transmission network from the Roseau Valley to Dominica Electricity Services Limited, DOMLEC, distribution substation at Fonkole.
Numerous other matters were brought forth during this sitting of Parliament. The highlights for today.
If we are to change the economic landscape of Castle Bruce and Pitt-Soufriere and Goodop and Saint-Sauveur and Morpeth and Deeper and the entire Carnago territory, including Atkinson, we have to ensure that they have resilient roads and access so that people can come to those communities and they themselves can have better access to markets. No, you're going to see more people coming into those communities because it is easier to get from anywhere in Dominica to the Carnago territory or to Atkinson or to Pegua or to Castle Bruce or Pitt-Soufriere. Roads. If you want to be wealthy, you build roads first.
The people of the Castle Bruce constituency feel safer because this project has addressed a number of vulnerable areas on this road. As we move into the rainy season, we are full of gratitude as we believe that our experience with the rain will be more comfortable than years before because of the improved road infrastructure resilience to disaster events. Mr. Speaker, any money spent to make Dominica and Dominicans safer is money well spent.
We have had the bidding process go over an extended period because we're trying to get the best deal for the Carnago people, but also get the best way to use the resources that we are investing in that Carnago space. And they say that even if I continue to say Carnago space, this shelter will serve the entire constituency because we're speaking about river to river, Pegua, and like I normally say, Tisha Bonnie is always excited about this. Wakama to Pegua. This is really, truly a space that will benefit from the shelter. Because if the Pegua River is impassable, people within that space will find shelter within the new Carnago multi-purpose emergency shelter.
In one of the island's most eco-friendly and aesthetically enhancing environments, you will witness the unfolding of fabulous creative intelligences in music and in Creole culture. Yes, Mr. Speaker, it's obvious the Jazz and Creole Festival that will be held over the weekend in Portsmouth. I'm indeed proud of the preparations that are taking place. And at this point, I wish to also express gratitude and to say thank you to the people of Portsmouth who have come on board to ensure that the event will be a great success.
We are one of the most fortunate islands, nation in the world in as far as pursuing renewable energy. Because they have not made any more progress except to have discussions and discussions. But we are now at the eve of actually seeing a plan commission to get geothermal on the grid. And that is a great achievement that we must appreciate.
Another fringe event for this year's Jazz and Creole Festival, dubbed Jazz Vesper, was successfully hosted last Saturday. The President Charities Foundation and Bethesda Methodist Congregation presented a night of endless melodies and entertainment as a number of artists, to include Dominica's Lady of Song Aaliyah Martin, were on the lineup for that evening.
The Office of Vespers, with its deep roots in Jewish worship traditions, has continuously evolved, embracing our Christian heritage while fostering new forms of praise. Central to this evolution is Jazz Vesper service, a vibrant fusion of musical and religious traditions brought together by the sorrowful rhythms of jazz.
Mr. St. John expressed gratitude to all those who made the event possible.
We owe this success of this event to our generous artists, donors, partners, sponsors, and supporters. Thank you for supporting humanitarian services that serve the most vulnerable in our community. The funds will enable us to provide much-needed funds for the charities supported under the President's Charities Foundation, Inc.
Here are a few highlights from the Jazz Vesper event.
Sing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a child like me. I once was lost, but thank God I am found. I was blind, but now I can see.
Shout hallelujah, praise his holy name. Sing till the power of the Lord come down. Shout hallelujah, praise his holy name.
Now, Jesus, and I will call upon your name, Jesus, and keep my eyes upon the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours. Outside the siren is howling, inside your belly is crawling. Police read very often, Linus measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping, next night is a wake that you're keeping. You pray to any lotto, not to hear voices from the ghetto. You know the song. Crying, crying, and sing they did. It was as though God burst open the ceiling and they crescendoed into that melodious alto. Every inch of my body began to move. I could feel the music from deep within, as though with my body fixed in this celestial praise, and all I could do was wade, sway from side to side as the beat hit me, as though it was like I was in water, and I wade in the water.
Pas qu'on est ça, pas qu'on est, what we had, mon cher, ça y est, ça, c'est et qui t'a dit what we had là, disparaît. Ben, what on l'a, ben, je t'en l'ai, ben, ça n'a jamais, ben, quand y'a chou, ma bébé, son décoré, c'est divin, à vie.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Bee farming is a niche market that is on the rise in Dominica. Nathaniel Lovell of BRP has seen tremendous growth in the area since his business commenced in 2019.
Currently, I manage around 100 hives, willing to kind of either double or put another additional 50 hives this year. That's production hives. I produce about 400 gallons of honey a year, and I sell to all the local supermarkets and direct sale as well.
Initial support of BRP started with the Dominica Youth Business Trust.
I did a course with the DYBT in 2019, and they provided me with a $10,000 loan guarantee, and I did an additional $10,000, and that was from NDFD. So I bought my initial hives with that $10,000, and money from what I had, I funded, and I started growing from there. At the moment, I have one employee. He's actually employed through the National Employment Program, and I do part-time when I'm harvesting honey. So as I said before, we manage 100 hives, including making nooks for sale and splitting bees, cleaning the apiary and yards and so on. So it gets quite heavy at times. Yeah.
Mr. Lovell actively supports DYBT and their cause to empower youth through entrepreneurship.
Every young entrepreneur or young person that decides to open a business, I always encourage them to go to DYBT. I've referenced quite a few people because I always have that saying, I maybe said it on a few other interviews, is that when you raise up at a certain standard, quote unquote, poor, you don't have the rich and wealthy family members that have been through it, that know what to do to grow a business, right? So DYBT kind of provides you with that daddy or mother figure that have been through the business world and know what to advise you on how to go about things.
BRP produces award-winning honey, wax, and mead.
I participated in the OECS honey show, and in that show I won the best light amber, dark amber honey in the OECS, and also the best, second in wax in the OECS honey show. When I started, it was kind of difficult to get a mentor, and so I had to just dive into YouTube, and I just kept at it, and I learned as much as I could and started doing my own thing. It's just a way of saying, like, if you're really interested in doing something, nothing or no one can really hold you away from it. It's just seek knowledge and do your best to learn as you go.
Minister for Education, Human Resource Planning, Vocational Training and National Excellence, Honorable Octavia Alfred, has commended the National Telecommunication Regulatory Commission, NTRC, for their work in developing the digital economy.
NTRC has played a major role in helping the Ministry of Education bridge the digital divide as we endeavor to bring media, internet, and digital literacy to all students. The digital economy encourages our young people to develop software applications for mobile devices and the web, which will help people to engage with organization and technology in new ways. We extend deepest gratitude to NTRC for challenging our students to discover their skills, talent, knowledge, and ability in app production. Robotics is becoming very popular. New age parents who care about their children's education are giving them exposure to robotics very early. Research conducted has shown the benefits of robotics and the positive impact they can have on children.
She also thanked the NTRC for their support in the development of robotics engineering among the country's youth.
The Ministry of Education has not formally added robotics to the curriculum, but we have given full support to the Schools with Robotics Club and to our National Robotics Club. Students from the National Robotics Club have represented Dominica at international competitions and have received good results and excellent reviews. NTRC has played a major role in ensuring that the passion of our students towards robotics is not wasted, and the Ministry of Education is forever grateful for this support. The new Goodwill Secondary School will be the center of excellence for TVET and will also house a robotics room. We look forward to this, since research has shown that robotics helps students to think creatively and critically, increase their problem-solving ability, help them to learn and understand coding and other 21st century skills in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Minister Alfred says these skills learned in ICT are critical for the overall development of the country's economy.
The teamwork, communication, and collaboration abilities that children develop through robotics project can be a valuable skill in a range of contexts. These students also learn to handle and overcome failure, thus building self-confidence. They don't give up. It didn't work, they try a next wire. It didn't work, they try a next connection, and so they develop patience. These are the skills that we need in Dominica as we find our space and succeed in an increasingly digital world. The international airport, the geothermal plant, the numerous digital components in different sectors, as in the blue and green economy, and the use of assistive devices by special needs students. The possibilities are far and wide, and the development of these skills in our people is almost urgent, since every sector now calls for digital skills.
Coming up next, the Creole News highlights with Jeno Jacob.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel créole, nom monsieur General Jacob. Après la production sirop miel, c'est un grand business à Dominique. Autant de monde qui produit sirop miel pour vendre. DYBT, Dominica Youth and Business Trust, qui a continué à vendre des jeunes gens en business depuis 2019. Monsieur Nathaniel Lovell, Hot Colibistry, sorti premier en un show OCS Honey Show. OCS, c'est les autres petits pays qui bla. Si oui, il produit, sorti premier, aussi, il sorti deuxième en production, qui savent miel. Et aussi, qui a fait du vin pour sirop miel. Pour le festival là, Creole Festival là, il y a du vin à Cavan. Nous voulons continuer à vendre des gens qui ont levé miel. Ministère pour l'Éducation, Honorable Octavia Alfred, une recommandation pour NTRC, National Telecommunication Regulatory Commission, autorité nationale qui a régulé les affaires Internet et puis téléphone. et the NTRC qui a joué un bon pas en éducation et puis développement Dominique. Il remercie NTRC pour le développement robotics en l'école, NTRC qui a wendé et puis développement engineering et puis mathematics. Honorable Octavia Alfred dit, les sciences de NTRC important en développement économique Dominique. Le gouvernement a continué à avancer le projet Geothermal Dominique. Geothermal Energy, c'est chalet hors de volcan pour produire l'électricité. Parlement a autorité pour porter l'argent au Development Association pour financer une transmission d'électricité au Roseau Valley pour faire coller. Le gouvernement pour décision salant en première session 11 parlements qui prend place hier. Transmission ça c'est qui brancher l'électricité géothermal hors de l'ODA pour faire coller. Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre a conduit discussion ça là. Hier, en cas de Parlement, le Premier ministre Dominique Honorable Vesper déclaré que le gouvernement a une groundbreaking ceremony pour bâtir Marina en Guantans. Ça, c'est une bonne nouvelle pour Dominique et puis pour le développement en Guantans. Honorable Vesper dit que groundbreaking qui prend place le 25 mai 2124. Pour cela, c'est un testament que le gouvernement Dominique a travaillé pour transformer la vie de Dominique. Honorable Vesper dit que ça, c'est un signal que Dominique a pris un bon pas de vent en développement économique. Ça, c'est tout à ce nouvel en créole. Mon nom, c'est Jenna Jacob. Au revoir.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Aaliyah Martin. Thank you for watching.